Kingdom Hearts has told a story that spans multiple games and has been told over the years, but within the rich tapestry that is the lore of Kingdom Hearts existed crucial and pivotal moments that pushed the narrative forward greatly or planted the seeds for events in the future more dire than the last. And today, HMK is going to list the top 10. Let's get into the top 10 pivotal moments in Kingdom Hearts. It's no secret at this point that the Keyblade was never meant to be wielded by Sora, though through acts of chance and destiny, the Kingdom Key found its ways to Sora's hands when Destiny Islands was swallowed by the darkness. However, at this point in time and for most of the adventure in Kingdom Hearts 1, the Keyblade truly belonged to Riku as Sora was merely borrowing the weapon. When the key exchanged hands from Sora back to Riku at Hollow Bastion, Sora's status as protagonist and Keyblade wielder was left in question, but it wasn't long before that Sora recovered the Keyblade from Riku when he showed that his heart was stronger than his best friend's. It was this moment that the Keyblade chose Sora over Riku completely and would set up Sora's adventure using the powerful and iconic weapon to this day. Sora's nobody ROXAS'S has become an incredibly important character in the Kingdom Hearts series. His presence still radiates to this point in the game's story despite being long merged with Sora. However, this was almost put in jeopardy when ROXAS'S seek to challenge Xemnas for the fate of Kingdom Hearts. If ROXAS'S was to be destroyed then, Sora's future would be left in darkness. This led to Riku and Diz taking extreme measures to capture ROXAS'S before this could happen. However, ROXAS'S was much too powerful for Riku to handle alone. After being bested, Riku then tapped into the power of darkness to assume the form of Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, in order to detain ROXAS'S. This would be the event that would lead to the predicament of Riku's identity in Kingdom Hearts 2 and will cultivate ROXAS'S story leading up to his reunion with Sora. The moment where Ericus falls in Birth by Sleep is extremely notable for a few reasons. It's one of the few instances that we truly witness the death of a complete person, purely and utterly. We've seen people lose their hearts, become heartless, and the death of Heartless, nobodies, replicas, unversed, but very seldom a complete person. Well, in the most human sense. Disney villains getting put 6 feet under is sort of a gray area in my book due to their polarizing designs and differentiating senses of self. So when it comes to the original human characters of Kingdom Hearts, Ericus is a prime example and truly shows the severity of one's actions that despite what we see in Dream Drop Distance, there are ways that complete beings cannot come back after expiring. This moment is also the true turning point for Terra and Xehanort's relationship, as Terra, after all the events in Birth by Sleep, finally sees Xehanort for what he is and what he's trying to accomplish. However, this also in turn creates an even bigger fissure between Terra and Aqua, as Aqua learns of her master's demise at the hands of Terra and Xehanort, which plants the seeds of doubt within her and adds to the culmination of Birth by Sleep in her regard, and many can argue this act finally pushes Terra completely over the edge and is consumed entirely by the darkness without much way to control it. The Organization 13 has arguably been the greatest force pushing the Kingdom Hearts narrative as a group of people behind the scenes, so their formation is indeed an important moment in the Kingdom Hearts series. However, where many people believe they came together as nobodies around the events of Sora's adventures, it actually goes deeper and further back than that. The creation of Organization 13 actually dates back to the days after the finale of Birth by Sleep, where Apprentice Xehanort came into the picture, and through his association with Braig prior as Master Xehanort, that moment laid the foundation for the organization. Eventually, Xehanort formed a mutiny against Ansem the Wise with his other apprentices, Braig, Dylan, Evan, Alias, and Ienzo, when they became nobodies after producing Heartless and banished their master to the realm of darkness. The group would then grow and terrorize the worlds in pursuit of hearts to complete Kingdom Hearts, but their true purpose would not be revealed until Dream Drop Distance, where it's learned that the organization members were to be vessels for the original Xehanort to fill with darkness to become the 13 Seekers of Darkness, or the true Organization 13, in order to clash with the 7 Lights to produce the Keyblade. Riku rising up to the rank of Master is incredibly important not only for Riku's character development, but the overall narrative diving into Kingdom Hearts 3. Sora and Riku underwent a peculiar Mark of Mastery exam in Dream Drop Distance, where Riku passed and was named a Master, and Sora failed and lost his power. This plays into the narrative significantly, showing Riku's growth as a character over the series, where he began as the dark, fallen friend to the protagonist, who after Kingdom Hearts 1 works tirelessly on the road to redemption, continuously and selflessly aiding the heroes despite secluding, doubting, and blaming himself. However, through his deeds and his friends, he is able to find salvation, power, and mastery over what casted him out in the first place, and his heart. Often seen as the contrast to Sora, Riku was always trying to prove himself, even from Kingdom Hearts 1, with Sora gaining Faria as a protagonist and saving all the worlds. With that in mind, now Riku is the master and Sora isn't. Sora now has something to aspire to when moving forward into Kingdom Hearts 3, and with Riku's new mastery over the power of waking, he becomes all that more pivotal to the collection of the 7 Guardians of Light for Kingdom Hearts 3. With the fall of the old guard comes the turn of the new guard, and what I mean by this is Sora, Riku, and Kairi taking up the mantle as Keyblade wielders. And when I refer to the old guard, we of course mean Terra, Aqua, Ventus, and yes indeed Master Ericus. These 4 were truly responsible for keeping the realm of light in check and shielded it from the dangers of the darkness. Mickey was still relatively a reckless Keyblade wielder in training for the most part, and he had his own issues and his own world to guard in the grand scheme of things. And Yen Sid, being Master No More, only acted as a watcher and conveyor of information. As we all know, the song and dance with Birth by Sleep, all the members of the old guard fell in pretty terrible ways. Terra had his body stolen, Ventus left in a coma, Aqua fell into the realm of darkness, and Ericus straight up died. Though all hope seemed to be lost when it was apparent that XEHANORT still walked after their lengthy battle, we know that thanks to each member of the Birth by Sleep trio, they have passed on the torch down to another in some way, shape, or form, and that will be Sora, Riku, and Kairi. Though XEHANORT is indeed the main antagonist of the Kingdom Hearts series, or so we think, no good villain is without his ace in the hole, and that ace is Xigbar. Well, brag, but Xigbar's the name I'm gonna go with because the X is the mark of XEHANORT as the Rikusen sigil and the symbol of Braig's loyalty and his place in the grand scheme of things. People constantly sleep on my boy Xigbar, but this dude, as organization member number 2 and XEHANORT's original closest confidant, he has XEHANORT's trust above all others, and this man knows everything that XEHANORT knows, and helps manipulate events around the entire series among friend and foe in XEHANORT's stead in order to ensure everything goes according to plan. It's thanks to Xigbar and Braig that XEHANORT's plan falls so perfectly into place as he ensures to gather intel and push the gears just enough in XEHANORT's absence to get everything ready for him. All of this just so he may wield the Keyblade. The Heartless are the main foot soldiers of the Kingdom Hearts series and easily the most recognizable enemies of the entire series, but what isn't blatantly known is that the Heartless wasn't always running amok in the worlds. Something happened to lead to the mass infestation that we see in the series, and that is the experimentation on the Heartless that Ansem Wise and his apprentices conducted between the events of Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 1 that was continued by apprentice XEHANORT. They experimented with humans and darkness and figured out how to replicate the natural way of producing Heartless with a machine. These artificial Heartless were dubbed Emblem Heartless, and with the mass creation of artificial Heartless and combined with the natural number of Heartless already looming around and that Heartless can multiply after consuming hearts, you got an equation for a shitload of Heartless to slay in Kingdom Hearts 1. That's why Heartless were basically non-existent in Birth by Sleep. Truly an iconic scene. In Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora releases his heart using the Keyblade of people's hearts in order to free Kairi's. This in turn leads Sora to become a Heartless. While this moment definitely has a place in all of our hearts for its blatant sadness, this act has extremely important consequences and questions that reverb throughout the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts series to this day. Sora giving up his heart willingly to become a Heartless allowed him to become one of 2 people to retain his sense of self, with the other being XEHANORT. Man, the duality between these two are insane. I mean, there's Scar, but whatever. Also, this event creates not 1, but 2 nobodies, ROXAS'S and Naminé. And before you guys get started, yes, Naminé is Kairi's nobody, but Sora created her. It's a special case, keep up. And not too long after that, Sora regains his physical form, something that should be impossible if you have a nobody running around. All of this creates issues and major plot points that are felt to this day, especially with the likes of Naminé messing with Sora in Castle Oblivion and ROXAS'S gathering hearts for Kingdom Hearts. So that's why Sora's sacrifice ranks high on this list. This is it, the ultimate moment. The final darkness is here. Master XEHANORT's return to form is hands down the most pivotal moment in the Kingdom Hearts series, as this is the complete form of the man that has joined the events of the current saga from the beginning. Ever since his temporary fall at the end of Birth by Sleep, his return was indeed inevitable as he has put a plan into motion, but the worlds have still felt his ambitions throughout various versions of himself in the years. And with the destruction of his nobody and Heartless, he finally returned as a complete person in Dream Drop Distance to finally enact his plan for the Keyblade and Kingdom Hearts, leading to the promise of the second Keyblade War in Kingdom Hearts 3. The mark of his return also marks the return of his other selves and the return of Organization 13, now branded the 13 Seekers of Darkness. And now that he he's back, the gears have shifted in his favor in a way that there is no stopping it from reaching its climax. The Keyblade War is happening, people, and that is why Master Xehanort returning in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance is hands down the most pivotal moment in the entire series up until this point. Hey guys, HMK here. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely one of my favorites to make in recent videos. Which is your favorite pivotal moment in Kingdom Hearts? And did yours make the list? Let me know in the comment section. And be sure to like the video, share with all your Kingdom Hearts fans and friends, and subscribe for more. Until the next video, I've been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.